we go.
First, fighting in the blue corner,
A very intense look in the eyes of Nauris Bartoska here tonight. Black shorts, red corner against the white shorts, blue corner for Paulo. Let's see if there's any of that panic shooting that you talked about. Big swing on the right and the left, and chops away with a leg kick. Gliding to the bodies.
He's trying to find a home for that uppercut.
Oh!
Finds himself getting in on the takedown now. Has the hands connected. Can he just use a little bit of the bump of the cage to get the takedown? Beautiful defense from Martins.
Great recovery on that as they exchange here again. 1-2, big swinging right hand over the top, and that one nearly connected. Pushing his man away, and there's no fear from Souza right now.
Was there a little bit of an eye poke there when Souza was pushing out there? I'm not 100% sure, but Souza doing a good job right now of closing the distance and taking the sting out of the fight right now, really bringing the fight down to the tempo in which he wants to fight.
Yeah, we talked about the physicality of Souza, and we're really seeing that against the cage, able to hold him there with just one underhook, now a single plum, and the strength to throw his man down. And we talked about the tie trip, sitting back on the guillotine, head looks a little out here, only one hooking with the left hand.
Doesn't have the guard closed, but he's readjusted here, may go for that guillotine guard.
Now we can see the right arm is deep under the neck right there. You wonder how much pressure and how much of a posture Bartoska can get going here to alleviate some of that tightness as he tries to pass, gets the half guard now.
He needs the tripod right now, use his head as a pivot point to alleviate some of the pressure. Now what Martins may do is burn himself out in this position. However, as they're both dry, this is when he's most likely to get this particular submission. But beautiful work from Bartoska to get out.
Yeah, almost looked like he was going to pass to side control, but I'm sure he'll take an escape from the submission either way. But already some elevation, some leverage with that right butterfly hook from Souza, which is nice to see. Good head pressure though from Bartoska, trying to keep himself high, head over head, and stop any of that movement from the bottom.
Bartoska either needs to readjust or step over, just as he's done there, to alleviate a little bit of that pressure that Martins was trying to employ with the butterfly. Right now I just want to see him settle into the position. This is the half guard position, or sometimes alluded to as the anchor position in MMA. We've seen fighters use this position and happy to land elbows and ground and pounds.
Slight arm triangle attempt right here. He's got the hands locked as well. Needs to pass and get one of those legs out, and he's kind of in side control right now. This is a bit better.
Switches the scarf.
He needs to jump over to the opposite side though, and good job with the right hand framing on the hips right now by Souza. Very aware of the submission danger, trying to wrap now with the left arm and secure it back into a safe position.
But right now it's just slow, methodical pressure from Bartoska. Position before submission is exactly what he's implementing right now.
Got plenty of time on the clock to work as well now. Both guys pro, 2.5 minutes of these 5-minute rounds. Trying to make it a bit dirty, covering the mouth now is Nauris. As Souza is doing a great job always getting to his hip right here and making space, which is making it really difficult for Bartoska. And he's going to kick off and get to the feet. Thought about a ground kick, but jumps straight back on with the ground.
Now takes the back. Takes the back, but Martins came here to fight. We said it during the walkout. Martins came here to fight and came out to represent. Keep an watch over the left eye, I believe, of Bartoska. Seems to be a little bit of reddening, potential for a cut to open up there.
There was a smile from Bartoska right there on the break, but it may have been an acknowledgement of, okay, you're here to fight, I get it. Drops a left hook on the chin of Souza, who looks completely unfazed. Hands nice and high for that man. That chopping leg kick we saw earlier as the fight's kind of slowing down in pace. Beautiful. And another big leg kick there. That was solid. Left hook this time.
Now
elbow!
What I'd like to see...
stiff jab, sorry.
No, he's eating some big shots again. Martins is really taking the fight to Bartoska.
He gets him back with the step-in elbow. They traded him now. Right hand here as they go backwards and forwards. The hands dropping, though, for Bartoska, with the hands staying high for Paulo Martins.
Do you know what? This is turning into just a good old-fashioned scrap, ladies and gentlemen. Meeting in the middle. Bartoska right now trying to put the pressure on. I'd like to see him follow up that leg kick with maybe a straight down the middle, or a couple of leg kicks and then go up high. A little bit of misdirection.
Slight fatigue there on that turning side kick, but the pressure is still on from Souza, which is gonna gas Bartoska if he's gonna have to fight off the back foot. He's doing a nice work with that jab and that low kick, this time wrapping the left hook as they're kind of just exchanging. Turning side kick misses. I like how these guys keep mirroring each other, Phil.
That is the difficulty when you throw the turning side kick or the spinning heel kick.
Oh.
If you do not land it correctly, you end up giving up your back. But good recovery now by Bartoska, who's trying to get in on a takedown, but eats some big elbows, scores the takedown.
Good work right there as well from Bartoska, as both men are starting to slow down, showing he's still got enough in the tank there. I mean, they've got 2 more rounds to fight, but able to lift his man up, get this double leg takedown, and end the round in a dominant position. If he can score a little damage, it should hopefully swing it in his direction, but it's been a very close round, and Souza very well credentialed off his back. You can tell the butterfly hook is always elevating. The fast top hook is controlling posture, Phil.
Now, should we get to the second round, which I believe we will, this has been an incredible pace that these guys have fought at. I honestly don't believe it's sustainable, so it's really going to come down to who has the better gas tank going into the second round, who wants it more. I believe Bartoska is the better conditioned athlete. It'll be interesting to see what kind of Martins comes out in the second round.
Yeah, going to the second round for the first time tonight. I mean, very backwards and forwards. We thought Bartoska might come out and implement that high-level kickboxing striking, but De Souza showed he can take those shots and started answering back, and really he was the guy pressuring in that first round.
And for me, Bartoska is the better technician when it comes to striking, but what De Souza has been able to do is turn it into a little bit more of a dogfight. Exactly, yeah. Take the technician's weapons away from him, sort of crowd the work, don't give him time to establish distance, range, and really make it a little bit ugly, which is very, very entertaining. However, as I've alluded to, I don't believe that this is a sustainable pace going into the second round.
Both men did look slightly fatigued towards the end of that one. And of course, it's not just, you know, the pace that changed, but tactically you have to make adjustments because you can't go 2, 3, 4 punch combinations. You've got to start picking which part of the body you want to target and break your man down.
Also, one thing we haven't quite alluded to is the fact that this is a warm environment in here. This is an old building.
It is a little,
You know, it's almost given off like Thailand stadium vibes. You know, it's thick with the heat. So it'll be interesting to see what adjustments either fighter can make to deal with that. You can see both fighters taking big, deep breaths. I think if Bartoska is to edge forward in this fight a little bit, he needs to take the fight to his opponent.
Yeah, and we can see down here now as well. Yeah, some heavy breathing going on from Bartoska, as a corner towel is being thrown in just to wipe him down a little. Perhaps some water was poured on the man there as well. Good job by the referee, Mr. Crosby, in there sorting things out. Clap it in for the second round. Here we go, straight back on the paces. Souza trying with that long straight right is Bartoska, chopping the leg like we saw before. But just marching forward to this high guard is Souza. Oh, he eats a right hand.
Oh, he wobbled him a little bit there. I think Bartoska may have been wobbled ever so slightly there.
Nice fake, more of that would be good. He can fake set that leg kick up. There we go, right as we say it. You see, I know what I'm talking about here.
As much of a technician as Bartoska is, he's dropping the hand slightly when he's throwing that kick, which is leaving a gap for the overhand here for De Souza.
Yeah, I like the lateral movement as well from Bartoska. He's circling out, making the fight and making his man move, making his man run here, De Souza. If he's going to pressure, he's going to make him work for it as he's wading forward.
Again, a slight wobble there from Bartoska. He's getting clipped with these little shots here.
He is, but it's just not clean enough really to put the man down right now, and that's made difficult by the forward movement. Bartoska needs to set his feet, find his range, but great with that elbow over the top and the combination.
He's on wobbly legs. De Souza's on wobbly legs.
Tries the uppercut as well.
If Bartoska can take that little step back, reset, and pick his shots here, he could be en route to a TKO finish. But my God, the toughness of De Souza.
He's just walking him down and hiding behind that high guard, peekaboo style, that jab now, pushing him back. Right hand again, just misses its mark. And good footwork from Nauris as he pulls out of range with more lateral movement, circling his man to the body and the head. And that is what is landing these combinations when he goes down low and finishes up high with that left or that right hand.
But the psychological effect, the psychological effect this has on a fighter when you're throwing everything you have at your opponent and he's walking you down. There's a lot to be said for that.
It also, you know, it's a lot of work fighting off the back foot. He almost pulled that left hook right there instead of committing to it, and I feel like that would have landed because the hands are a little low for Bartoska, but lovely work. Slips, whacks the body with the straight left, and he's back on his bike circling.
Bartoska that's a beautiful uppercut to hook combination. Finishes with the leg kick. That is beautiful. Beautiful kickboxing for MMA.
Letting his combinations fly a little bit now as De Souza is offering less and less resistance.
This is what I'd like to see from Bartoska, chaining the combinations together. That's a beautiful leg kick, but again, De Souza just walks through it. I reckon you could put this man in a minefield and he would just dander through.
Yeah, and even there, he landed those 2 shots, tries to take down. Looks like he's not going to get it as we go straight back to the feet. A stumble on Paulo Martins, but you know that's just because he's tired, and that right uppercut flew by. The right hand landed right there.
Huge shot from De Souza.
This is a real scrap we are seeing right now, and I'm sure Bartoska is probably welcoming the challenge. He's so early on in his pro career, having to face a real tough battle and take some deep breaths right here. And De Souza, he still looks like he's keeping the same pace up as he loads the right hand.
That's what's really interesting. That's a great point, Alex. De Souza has fought at consistently the same pace. There have been ebb and flows from Bartoska. The energy output hasn't necessarily been as efficient as it should be, but for De Souza, he's maintaining this pace, marching his man down, and it could be a case of cardio winning the day.
Oh, nice. And there's so much variety coming out from Bartoska. He just switched stance, started with the lead right hook that time and followed up with the left, and still not able to find a shot that's looking to deter this forward pressure from De Souza. All of these right hands, they're just kind of getting parried. Lovely timing on the level change.
Needs to trip.
He got the hands locked as well. You'd think he's going to finish. There we go, and cuts the angle.
Corner, turns the corner beautifully on this. And this is going to be good for Bartoska. Not only does it give him a little bit of time to catch his breath, but he also gets to establish the position, slips through seamlessly into the mount. What I'd like to see him do now is roll the hands onto the inside, free him off, and start landing some elbows from inside.
See if he takes the advice of Phil cage side here. Bartoska staying real heavy with the head overhead, going to limit that hip movement. But just as we say that, Martins De Souza recovers a little bit of space, got his hands below, and he's going to look to slide one of those legs out, possibly push down on the knees as Bartoska starting to use that head pressure, grind a little, and has not decided to commit really to any ground and pound yet. Position, again, more important it seems.
De Souza doing a great job of not just simply flat back. You can see him trying to get to a hip, trying to shrimp out. But what's so good is it's being shut down right now by Bartoska. But again, he's got a frame off here. I'd like to see him start landing some pot shot elbows.
Yeah, doesn't have to create as much space and posture to get those elbows out, forearm across the neck right now. As De Souza looks pretty comfortable, not panicking in this mount position, waiting for his opportunities. As soon as Bartoska went for a strike right there, a little hip bump from De Souza, closed his man down again, really trying to control the posture. With 30 seconds left in this round, that again was kind of close on the feet, but you might lean towards Bartoska just because of the combinations, but certainly now with this top position, this dominant position in full mount, regardless of the damage, it's probably another round for Bartoska.
Referee decides to stand them up. He's seen enough. Takes away that dominant position from Bartoska.
I guess feeling that he was not doing anything with it, wanted to keep the fight going right here, as surely the bell is about to sound. Right hook to the body, and there we go to the third round. Phil,
Alex, if you had asked me at the start of tonight's show what fight was definitely not going to a third round, I would have said this fight.
You're not a betting man, are you?
Because I would have lost a hell of a lot of money. I cannot believe the level of endurance we have seen from both these fighters, and let's not get any mistake about it, they have both eaten some very, very, very big shots. Like I said, midway point of the second round, this fight could come down to who wants it more.
Yeah, we can tell he's fanning his man in the corner right here. I'm hot right now in this arena, and this lovely start of summer we've had here in the UK, and man, these guys must be feeling it. The sweat is pouring off these men, and that is part of the factor, because they do have another 5 minutes, and this fight has been super close, and it might come down to the better conditioned athlete.
Yeah, one thing I want to say is that was absolutely terrible work by the corner there, of simply fanning with the hand. Get a towel in there, get a wee card or something, come on. This is professional MMA.
Some relief provided by the hand, I'm sure. Here we go. Gearing up for the third round in a fight that Nauris is 2-0. I'm sure he wants to hold on to that O for as long as possible.
Are we going to see a grandstand finish? Can the nightmare put Martins to bed? There's only one way to find out. This is our third and final round of what has been an incredibly intriguing bout thus far.
Cage is bolted, third and final round. Here we go. De Souza still standing strong, still walking forward at the end of that second round, but the takedown nullifying that. Let's see what the strategy is from Bartoska. Perhaps he'll look to take it to the mat earlier, trying to fake that jab and hit that low kick, as well.
Trying to find a home for it is right, Alex. You can see the little feints trying to elicit the reactions from Martins. Fires back a jab, and again he just seems happy to eat a shot to land his own shot.
And honestly here tonight, look at him running man around the cage, on that right hand was so close to the chin and slides his man back along the fence. I mean, De Souza is making this such a fun contest right now.
Nice little short elbows from Martins, and everything Martins is doing, he's doing it with a view to either progression or to incurring or enforcing some sort of damage upon Bartoska.
And I like that we have some unofficial Cage Legacy versus Rise MMA matchups right here as well. I mean, the Rise gloves are being worn by De Souza. The Rise promoter is in his corner. Same thing for Bartoska. So we've got two top prospects from opposing promotions meeting tonight in Cage Legacy. And it's really a close matchup.
These look to the back of the head.
No, they were to the ear. They do look to the ear right there. I didn't see any that would have gone past the ear line. That one right there was a little close. And he's warned him immediately. Crosby is all over it. But this is on the... He's got to move Bartoska. He cannot just stay here and take these elbows. I mean, he has to create some kind of change in position.
Bartoska has the hands connected. Does he have enough left in the tank to get the takedown?
Underhook in there now as well from De Souza. Oh, another hard warning right there from Crosby, sending him to a neutral corner. And not happy with that at all is Bartoska, feeling that one on the back of his head. And he was warned before that one came down as well. De Souza obviously trying to find the angle on it, but not just the 12-6 angle we're talking about here, guys. The back of the head is the problem with this one.
It's not, like you say, it wasn't the angle that's the issue. It's the fact that, yes, a couple clip the ear, and usually if a fighter's moving their head and it clips the back of the head, you can say, yes, that's incumbent upon the fighter who's moving their head. That's their issue. But for me, there was a couple of shots there that were very much square in the back of the head, whilst Bartoska's head was stationary.
Yeah, of course, and Bartoska was the one that initiated that takedown. We've seen in the UFC at the highest level that position De Souza is in, dropping those elbows. Multiple fighters have got finishes from there. You are able to generate a large amount of power. You can see some cuts there as well and swelling, but some of it is seemingly on the side of the head. Is no doubt that one of those went to the back of the head. This is why we have a break in the action.
I would count 2 or 3 from our broadcast position. But what is interesting now is Bartoska does have a full 5 minutes with which to recover, and it would be advantageous for him to fully avail of those 5 minutes, get his win back. Doctor checking him over. It'll be interesting to see what the summation is here.
Bartoska also looking very fatigued here, in that position, working for that takedown and taking shots. Doctor having a close look just to make sure he's all good to continue right here, but he's just fought for 12 minutes. He's not exactly in a great spot right now anyway, and De Souza is just waiting for his man to return like Darth Maul,
He is just parading the cage right. He was even shouting something over there. There's a little bit of dialogue going on now between the Doctor.
It would be a shame because I believe Bartoska is up in this fight.
We can see a point. I think we're going to see a point being taken here.
I think that's fair enough given how much it seemed to borrow Bartoska. And not only was there maybe one suspected at the start there, but there was a downward elbow that got a warning, and then a couple were good, and then another one which caused a break in the action. So like you said, at least 2 or 3. Crosby reiterating the rules right here. 3 minutes left on the clock as they get back to the action. Right hand.
Bartoska opening up with renewed vigor, seems rejuvenated after that short break. But the interesting thing now, Alex, is how does this change the approach of Martins, knowing that he's had that point deduction?
Still stalking and walking his man down and throwing the left hooks as he buckles and grabs the fence right there and goes in on the guillotine. Needs to sit up a little, but got the feet wrapped. Oh man, that right arm looks deep under the neck. The elbow is almost all the way in. Look at the biceps on this man and the red face of Bartoska.
I would like to see the guard just a little bit higher. I believe that Bartoska can set this one out, but he's changed the grip. He's gone under palm with it. Now he's back to arm in guillotine. I believe that Bartoska can wait this out a little bit.
He's definitely comfortable in this position. Doesn't seem to be showing any signs of panic. You can see all the blood rushing to his head with the redness, but there we go. To a cheer from the crowd, and just 2.5 minutes left on the clock in this third and final round.
Right now, what Bartoska needs to do is he needs to land damage. He needs to get a little bit of a break here, either posture up and land, or just do something to be a little bit more definitive in his action.
Been able to hold this top position. It was Crosby who stood him up last time. So let's see if he can ride out from here. But already he's talking to him, and Bartoska knows he's got to work if he wants to keep this top position.
Quite simply, it's not enough for Bartoska just to put his hand over the mouth of his opponent right now. It has to be action. It has to be damage. But again, the taking away of that point, how has that changed the complexion of this fight?
So Bartoska, for me, you're the colour guy here, Phil, but he's keeping his head very high over Martins De Souza, which is good, which is stopping the hip work, which is shutting down the sweeps and submissions, but also limiting his offense from that position.
what I would like to see Martins do from the bottom. For me, Martins has been winning a lot of the stand-up exchanges. I would like to see him get the feet on the hips, push away, and get right back up, because there was a little sequence where he was chasing Nauris around the cage, and he landed a huge right hand.
Yeah, and honestly, you know, that led to Nauris grabbing the cage there, and this takedown position, but you got to wonder how the judges are going to look at that. You know, he's down a point in this round, but if it comes out 9-9, I mean, we might be seeing a draw here, Phil.
And potentially, with the way Bartoska was essentially running away, could he be penalised for what we call timidity in MMA?
Yes, of course. They reset them on the feet. Here we go. Just 60 seconds left in this fight. Both men have really put it in the tag. Oh!
Big shots from Bartoska.
Beautiful right hand and the accuracy on it. Exchanging jabs like a BJ Penn and GSP back in the day there. Banging each other's heads around.
Both these fighters are going to want to take this out of the hands of the judges. And with 30 seconds or so to go, I'd like to see them meet in the middle and just duke it out, Max Holloway style.
Crashes his way into a body lock right here. Doesn't want to end up in that same elbow position. Posture's a little higher because he's not shooting on the hips. So
could jump guillotine here.
We'll see if Bartoska can do anything with it. You know, it might not be a bad option if there's only 30 seconds left in this fight to jump for this guillotine, considering some have been quite close. It looks like he was thinking about it right there, maybe trying to create some space for himself.
I cannot believe that we are going to go to the judges in this fight. Incredible effort from both men, and I think Martins not only has surprised a lot of people here, but he's won the respect. Big shot over the top.
It almost didn't go to the judges right there.
Oh, shot after the break from Martins.
Yeah. He's apologising immediately there. I don't think he realised